morning, good morning, good morning. Look at the beautiful Gulf of Mexico. Good morning. So I have my glasses off because I have a little pocket here and we're going to do some microshelling. So let me see if I can switch the camera around. All right, there we go. So let me come over here. So here's where we're going to be shelling. It's a little pocket. You can see lots of crumbly shells. And I'm going to kneel down and we're going to look for microshells. So here's the thing. I don't have my microshelling backpack, which has a tweezers, a vial. Oh, I see something. A tweezers, a vial. Let's see what else. Little magnifying glass. This is all I have. We're going to use the tip to look for microshells. And what I'm hoping for, now I'm not thinking, all right, let me turn, oh, there's a tusk. All right, what I'm hoping to find are tusks. And there's one right there. And that is a gorgeous tusk. So let me set that down over there. And look at here. Look at here. Gorgeous little olive, but look at, oh, what's it? Oh, it's broken. Look at this tusk. Oh, that is a huge tusk. All right, here's a seraph. There's a seraph right here. All right, I'm gonna slowly turn, and I saw something. So when I get close like this, I have to take my glasses off. All right, where did it go? Maybe we'll see a tusk as I move over here. Oh, look at here. Oh, there are a couple. And this is also a good spot to look for winnow traps. Now, I'm not expecting one, but if we see one, you're going to be with me. All right, here's an olive. And there was a jewel box around here. Oh, there we go. There's a little jewel box. All right, let me turn over here because right when I first knelt down, there was a sand dollar. I can't find it. All right, let's move on. Oh, right up here. Y'all see it? Right over there. There's an olive. So if this is your first time here, I am Beach Bum and Dad, and we are microshelling live on Florida's beautiful Emerald Coast. There's a seraph. All right, I am looking for that sand dollar. All right, it's over here. Let me move over. Oh, here's an olive as we're moving. So if you're just checking in, when I go microshelling, I have a backpack and a kit specifically for this. It has a tweezers, magnifying glass, things like that, vials, little containers, and I have the wrong backpack today. There's a broken flat. Oh, I see a tusk. All right, so this is what we have so far. Spiny jewel box, a couple olives. Here's an Imperial Venus. I'll get a little closer for you. And I'm going to lean over here, and here's another little tusk. So these are mollusks. You see it? Oh, sorry, let me turn. All right, there it is. And you can see, this is, this is why I use tweezers. All right, let me move a little bit more because here's a sand dollar. Live from the Emerald Coast. Beautiful Florida. There we go. Sand dollar make you holla. Alright, let me find a spot here. So, since I don't have a vial, normally what I like to do is find a little spot. Let's grab that sand dollar. There we go. And I'll just circle, oh, here's a pretty scallop. I just circle a little spot in the sand and put everything there. That's a calico scallop. Well, good morning, Karen. Glad you could make it. Hope you have your jacket on. It's a little chilly in Florida. Low 50s and a brisk wind. I have my windbreaker and wind pants on. Alright, Karen, if you're just checking in, we found, where are they? That's what we found so far. See, there is a tusk in there. A couple olives, seraph, sand dollar, and that tusk. Alright, this looks like a pretty good spot right here. So I'm going to put a little circle in the sand, put everything there, and there's that great big tusk we found right at the beginning. That is a dandy, let me tell you. That is a dandy. I suppose I should put it by the other one. That one could get lost. Alright, so we have two. Let's go back to microshelling. Look at here. Alright, let me get close. You see that teeny tiny little olive? You pick it out. Right here. Look at that. Now these that we're finding so far, these are lettered olives. But when you're microshelling, you can find dwarf olives. So let me get a little closer. Oh, there's a dove. Let me move over. This isn't the shark's tooth. It's a sand dollar dove. Baby golden. Okay, the one that I collected, no, those would be, I'm looking over there. Well, I think they're all lettered olives. All right, let me come back. Where? There we go. So last week I had tried going live and I said, and I did schedule this one. Oh, there's a piece of coral. I said, I will check the weather and, all right, where is it? Here we go. Karen says she's in North Georgia. I saw there was reports of frost. We don't have frost in Florida. Just some wind and 50s. But anyway, I had said I was going to, oh, there's a great big auger up here. Let me go put these down. I had said I would go live if the weather was conducive and I was finding shells. Well, I think I scheduled it 10 minutes out. So yes, it was still scheduled, but not, like a week in advance. All right, there are some pretty calicos in here. And if Crafty Mama is watching today, she'll be like, why did you not collect those? All right, and I know, as she calls them, spiralies. Where is it? Here we go. It's right up there. The people walking by, they're like, why is he talking to himself and kneeling? All right, nobody's home. Look at the sunshine in that. Look at those spirals, the texture. Man, it's gorgeous. So that's an auger. All right, so while I'm down here, I'm going to look left. I'll let y'all turn right. If you see something, just drop a comment down below and let me know. All right, I'm going to get up a little bit. Look at that. Hello, Sweden. Thanks for joining us. So I do this once in a while over on my channel. Oh, look at that gaudy. Look at that gaudy. All right. I'm gonna set this there so I remember. I don't have my glasses on. So Poppy Pop, I have hundreds of videos from the beach. Every once in a while I'll talk about local restaurants, but we are live in Florida, and if you want to jump on over and hit that subscribe button, I don't know where it is on the live, but you know, it's like somewhere here. You can hit that subscribe button and join us for more beachy adventures. Alright, so we have that, and technically oh, here's coral. Boy, I am just all over the place. Let me turn. Here we go. There's a piece of coral that Gaudy is not going to run away. Its scientific name is Natacarius, let me think, Canrina. I'm a few months out of college, so maybe my Latin isn't that good. Alright, that one was wet. That's a slipper snail, and all the water was in there. You see how it looks like a little slipper? Alright, to get close, let's look for another tusk. You can also find sea urchin spines, and they basically look like broken straws or twigs. Alright, let's look around. Alright, here's another piece of coral. Now, if y'all can see me, oh boy. Head down, and that's a painted egg cockle. Everyone's like, why is that guy kneeling down with his face down in the sand? Microshelling with my friends. Alright, let me move a little bit. I see, let me show you right here. I think this is a broken tusk. So if you ever go microshelling, especially for those of you that just dropped in, good morning, Rebecca. Good to have you here. We are microshelling live in Florida. All right, here's a worm snail. So I was going to give you a couple tips about microshelling. It's a little rough on the knees, so I mean it's cool right now, so I'm wearing wind pants. But if you're doing this in the heat of the summer, you'd want to kneel on a towel. All right, something caught my eye. Here we go. Again, not a shark tooth. It is a sand dollar dove. So you could use knee pads, a towel. I think I see another piece of coral. I have a windbreaker on, so that's protecting my elbows. What is this little one? Alright, there's nothing there. So, you can see, I kneel, and that could hurt. Kneel down, I put my elbows down. There's another painted egg cockle. And if you do this consecutive days, you're going to be raw and not want to come back out. Alright, let's go. We have the colorful moon snail marked right there. Put all those shells there, so we're not going to lose that. Yeah, Sheller just came by and she's probably like, what is he doing? Alright, slowly moving. Look at that. That's pretty. Calico scallop. It may not be showing up, but I'm calling it pink with a white background. Alright, let's move over. Now, if there were any huge sand dollars, I could, like, alright, let's get a little stretch in. You know, I can pan out like this and look around. I don't know, Rebecca, you see anything? I don't see any sand dollars in there. We had one earlier, and that was a small one, so, I mean, I would say there might be more. Here's a little seraph. Because sometimes they're right on top, and sometimes they're hiding. Here's the one, for those of you just checking in. There's a sand dollar we found it a few moments ago, and this is what we're looking for. Those are tusks. And that first one we found right away, That is a gorgeous one. That is huge. And if I had my vial, I'd have in that vial already. All right. Yes, Poppy Pop, I love collecting those tiny little sand dollars. And we don't find them much larger on the northern coast. They seem to get broken up. You know, a couple times a year you'll find them. They'll be the size of your hand. But if you go south of Panama City Beach, all the way down to the 10,000 Islands, then you'll be, oh, here's another tooth over here. Sand dollar dove. Okay, I lost it. All right, let's there. Just study a little bit. Oh, there we go. So as I was saying, you go a little bit farther south, and the hand-sized sand dollars, and seriously, like 5-6 inches, they're more prevalent down there. All right. I almost forgot about that colorful moon snail there. I was like, what are all those shells doing there? All right, let's get a little closer and see if we can find something else. I'm looking for a tusk. I'm looking left, and the camera's going right, and I see some purple right in front of us. There we go. Some people call those butterflies. Technically, they're coquinas. Let's get in focus there. Oh, Poppy Pop, thanks for watching. Every once in a while, especially when you say entertaining, you know, being a dad, sometimes I'll pop a dad joke off and everyone will be like, what in the world? Well, it's a dad joke. Okay, I'm looking left because I thought I saw something, but a broken top snail. Let me turn a little bit. So, I just want to show you this. Let me turn a little bit. When you're looking for shells, especially when you're first learning, and maybe you're experienced, but you look for colors, spots, and I saw those spots, even though it's a microshell. I was like, it makes me think Junonia, alphabet cone, and sometimes that's all you see. They're not just, right on top, and I think that's where people miss out. Is they're walking along the beach and they're looking for, just what's right on top. And then you get close and you're like, look at that, or look at that. Pretty calico scallop. All right, let's get close again. And see, look at here. Look at that orange in there. Now, I don't know what these microshells are. I found a university professor that does research on microshells, and I thought, I should send some of these to him to ID for me, because when you get close, it is so amazing what is in here and the patterns. I'd like to find a dwarf olive for you, but I don't see one. Okay, let me turn right by my elbow. I don't want to lose it. Right here. There's a little tusk, broken, but we'll grab that. Let's see. Let's go a little higher up. There's got to be another sand dollar in here somewhere. Karen, you had the comment there, coquinas, not in this little pocket here where we're microshelling, but oh, there's sand dollar, make it holler. Look at this. There's one. See, I thought there'd be another one. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll let y'all admire that before I describe it. Coquinas. The last week or so, a couple times I've been out, they are just all over the place. Live ones in the water, and then empty ones on the beach. And the color, oh, speaking of color, all right, let's grab this before I get distracted. There's a beautiful sand dollar. Okay, look at this. Now, if that is whole, you see that up there? About 3/4 of the way up. If that is whole, that is going to be awesome. Ooh, it is. Oh. So that is a gorgeous rough scallop. And you can see the reason it's called a rough scallop, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like rough skin. So that's why my thumb isn't moving too fast. All right, hand's getting full. There's a rough scallop. And, oh, let me turn. We'll grab one more, and then we'll go over by the circle of shells, and we'll put all these down. There's a lettered olive. And yes, as you can imagine, kneeling for over 20 minutes, this grandpa's back is a little sore. So let's stretch a little bit. And slowly make our way back. And I suppose, before we forget, and I know you won't let me forget because I'll end the live stream and someone will say, okay, what happened with those shells in that spot? All right, here we go. There's that colorful moon snail. Now, farther south, I found some darker ones on the Emerald Coast, but generally they're pale like this and have little swirls or striations. Down south, they have the same cream background, and those striations are amazing. They get really dark brown. All right, this is going to take a minute or so to crawl on over. Turn a little bit. Hope I'm not going too fast. Right over here. Circle of shells. So if some of you are just popping in, we are live shelling on the northern Gulf Coast of Florida, specifically microshelling, and this is a little spot so I don't lose all the shells. Put a little circle on the beach, and then I put everything down here. And the reason I love microshelling, you see things you don't normally see, like this tusk. We have a couple. We have a broken one, we have a smaller one, some coral, some olives, and a couple sand dollars. And of course, I won't forget, Karen, some coquinas. Let's see if we can find some more coquinas. And I'm sure you saw some, I just haven't been keyed in on them, looking for the tusks. Let me see if I can go down here. Now that is only, I would say, 10 feet away. It's going to take me a little bit to crawl over there. You can see how active I've been right in this one spot. Just kneeling and moving around. Alright, so this will be a fresh spot here. Let's look and see. I think there's a broken tusk right here. Yeah, a little piece of one. Piece of a dove. Get a little closer look here. So another tip, not only for microshelling, but just shelling in general, a lot of times like this, all right, here's a coquina, Karen, I will survey the spot. So if I'm walking a rack line, well, I may see something right on top, but you survey it, you look, and then you get closer and start digging around. Because once you start getting all the sand moved around, then It's a little harder to find shells. Alright, I said I saw a coquina and then I moved and started talking. Karen, where'd it go? Oh, here's a broken sand dollar. 50 cents. Look at this. Florida fighting conch, juvenile. Get some of these pieces of trash. There's a jingle. See that? Isn't that pretty? So here's a jingle, and look at right next to it, right over here. Piece of a sea urchin. We have a jingle, sea urchin, little egg cockle. There's a speckled talon. Different species there. Looking for another tusk. See one. And I'm afraid if I get too far in, I'm just gonna, crawl over everything. There's some color. That's an acorn barnacle. Crafty Mom will use those in her crafts. Bring some good color to her crafts. She should start using more of these when I'm microshelling. That's when you see these things. You don't see them when you're walking fast on the rack line. When you get up close and personal, you start picking these little tinies out. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is... Oh, there's an auger. I'm going to lay down. And then... Oh, and here's a coquina. If Karen's still here, there's her coquina. Another pretty one. Right here. Have an auger. Nobody's home. Alright. So let's look right here. Looking for a dwarf olive. Oh. Or a milk moon snail. And basically it's like a shark eye, but white. Alright, Karen's still here. It's interesting how, like I said, other parts of the coast had lots of coquinas, and I haven't seen any. Oh, there's a broken flat. Okay. Since I'm prone on the ground, that flat's a little far away. I haven't seen any coquinas. I mean, oh, there's a sand dollar. Okay. Let me get up. For those of you that are subscribers to the channel, I say, sand dollar make you holla. See it over there? That is pretty awesome. Being live on the beach, and there you go. Gorgeous. Okay, here's that flat, since I'm up crawling around now. That's that broken flat I mentioned a minute or so ago. Reach underneath. Look at that. Beautiful sand dollar. Look at that star. Oh, look at this. See the color? Teeny tiny little paw. Look at that kid's paw. That's some good color there. Alright. I'm looking to the right. Y'all are looking left. Uh-oh, here we go. Is this it? Oop. Oh. I saw an aperture right here. I thought, milk moon snail. Milk moon snail, and it's not. So close. Wait a minute. Speaking of snails, is this whole? broken. That would have been a nice shark eye. Yes, that was pretty brilliant color on that paw. All right, here's another painted egg cockle. All right, I'm not going to flip it over because I still have that sand on there. And believe it or not, it's still intact. All right, so while I'm shifting my knees, a lot of people, they consider, regardless of the size of the sand dollar, a prize. And let me tell you, it is. And they talk about how hard it is to find them. And then when they do find them, they put them in their pockets. Yep, they break. So I use, oh, here's a piece of coral to the right. I use a Ziploc baggie. Any baggie will do. And I put them in there. And, unless I drop the bag because I'm filming or something, 99.99% get home. So there's a little coral frag. Now when you're filming, crawling around in the microshells, and you have a handful going, well, I'm going to say that sand dollar is going to make it over to the circle of shells. But I was just going to suggest, maybe not, but yes, it will. Still doing good. That little piece of trash there. All right, I better go set it down. So I'm gonna get up and move. Hello there, Christian. Yes, not recently. I shelled Laguna Beach a ton. Let me tell you, a ton during the restoration, and it was awesome. All right, here's the circle of shells. So, for those of you just checking in, this is what we're looking for. We're microshelling live. We're looking for tusks, and I will say, not to Grinch us, Wendell traps, because this is where you find them. Let's see, the last Wendell trap I found was about a week ago. Similar spot, actually it was about twice as big, and found some tusks there as well. Actually, I don't think it was too far away from here. All right, let's get a little closer. So Christian, if you've never been microshelling, I said this earlier, let me show you my knuckles. They're already getting a little pink. So it's a little different when you're not filming. You'll have, your hands free. But I will have a tweezers, some vials, small containers to put these microshells in. I grabbed the wrong backpack, so I don't have those tools. I just have a knife, and I haven't needed to use it, but when you're finding those tusks, if you've ever found one, okay, here's a butterfly for Karen. I use the tweezers to get those little shells. Oh, look at this. That is a little whelk. Let's see if I can get it in focus. Microshelling, you never know what you're gonna find. Poppy pop. Regarding lion's paws, yes, we do find them here. I find them like once or twice a year. Maybe you find, okay, again, if someone new is here, this is not a shark tooth, this is a sand dollar dove. So, I shell a lot. The one year, the only reason I didn't keep going was we had a holiday. I shelled 345 days straight. Some days were better than others, and I think maybe one piece, and I took someone on a shell walk. He found one, and maybe found another one, but when you go farther south and southeastern Florida, you can find them, especially if you stay a week, you can find them on a regular basis. Okay, nobody's home. That's another seraph. And here's another slipper snail. All right, so back to not the Laguna Beach question, but finishing out, you know, PPE or safety for your elbows and knuckles and your knees. You can use a towel. Right now it's really windy and cool in Florida. I should say the northern Gulf Coast. So I have the windbreaker and wind pants on, so it's a little easier. Microshelling in the winter is so much easier. You already have the gear on. They kind of look like a piece of a horse conch. Look here. There's a little ink cockle. So that's some of the gear I use for microshelling. And normally I wear glasses for distance, and I take them off when I'm microshelling. All right, let's get a little closer. This is a spot. Now, I said earlier, I usually shell on top. Oh, there's a flat. All right, let me get back up. Here's a flat. We found a broken one, and to the left. Well, good morning there, Sirkin. Don't know where you are, but we are live microshelling in Florida. You've probably seen, don't know if you're a beachcomber or not, but a lot of people come to Florida for seashells, but they don't go microshelling like this. It's kind of an art and a science, because I'm the only one crawling around on the beach. Other people are walking, and they're just kind of, you know, walking past and looking. So if someone is new to the channel, here's a broken seraph. I am from Florida, and I make hundreds and hundreds of beachy videos. Here's another flat. That one's broken. And since YouTube just started... Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn a little bit. Is this one broken? There's a broken piece of a colorful moon snail. So since YouTube started offering live vertical, I thought, that sounds pretty interesting. This is my office, and y'all are live at my office. So, Schaefer Drive. This is the northern Gulf Coast of Florida. What do we do with the microshells? Well, so my wife, Crafty Mama, I always say, she takes my shells and she glues them to things. She glues them to candles. She's been doing resin coasters. And, you know, a shell like this is a calico scallop. A shell like this on a resin coaster, you know, if the coaster is about that big, you can see it takes up a lot. Now, she does do that, but, you know, when you have several little micro shells and sand-out doves, it kind of adds up, you know, a couple different accents. Because you have different patterns and different colors. Well, hello there, Loyalty. Happy to have you. We are microshelling a little pocket here. I'm kneeling, and sometimes I crawl around and move, and right now I'm getting a little closer, and I am going to lay down because there's no one around. And look at here, here's a tusk. Here is a tusk. Oh, nice. And if you're just checking in, I grabbed the wrong backpack. I actually have a kit for microshelling. I would grab that with the tweezers because it's kind of hard to do, but we got it. There we go. So in my hand I have a seraph. One that looks like a butterfly, that's a coquina. Over here, that's a flat scallop. And yeah, it's kind of windy. It's windy and the low 50s. Yes, this can be meditative. You just kind of sit here and, you know, no one's around. Even though it's spring break, it's a little cool for the spring breakers. Here's a sand dollar dove. You just sit here and listen to the gulls and the waves hitting. There's a seraph. No one's home. I don't know if that was the one I dropped, the wind blew it. That's a sand dollar dove. So these shells have been sitting here, I don't know, probably several hours. Oh, look at that. A couple sand dollar doves. A lot of people new to beachcombing, they'll look at that and they think it's a shark tooth. Or teeth if you have a bunch. Yes, coquinas are pretty, and when they're plentiful, I mean, you can pick them up by the handful. I've seen people, you can put them around frames or put them in a shadow box with all the different colors and patterns. All right, I'm gonna pan out a little bit because the ledge right there, that's pretty thick. That looks like a pretty good spot. So let me see if I can scooch on over there without bouncing the camera too much. Alright, I think I did okay. Alright, let's look in here. Let's see if we can find a bittersweet. Looking. That looks like a leucine. It's bringing it up to my eyes. Oh, here's another kitten's paw. Looking for that tusk. Oh, look at here. Look at that, is gorgeous. A little roughy there. Orange. Orange on the beach, I usually say. Someone just popped in. If you're new here, I am Beach Bum and Dad, and I shell a lot. 1 year to the tune of almost 350 days in a row. It was basically just my morning walk, and I found that much walking, that kept the grandpa weight off. All right, let me look. And I never thought I'd have a video, although this live is pretty cool. I saw someone said that. Oh, here we go. Here's a flat. There's a flat scallop. Never thought I'd have a live video. Oh, look at this. Look at this. There we go. I think it's whole. See that? So that's a shark eye. Oh, look at it popping in the sun. And see that eye? People call that a Paul Newman shark eye because it's so blue. Let's see if I can turn a little bit. That is gorgeous. Welcome to the live stream. Let me see if I can say it. Farn XT? I think I did okay. Look at that. Now, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the hands are just a little cool. Not frozen. Let me wipe it. It is a beautiful shark eye. And that's where the trapdoor would be, the operculum, but no one's home. So that's a nice find. That is a gorgeous find. Let's see if I can balance it there. Let's see what I found so far. Someone's just checking in. We are microshelling live on Florida's northern Gulf Coast. And I am primarily looking for Tusk shells, and that would be Tusk. When you're down here, you find all kinds of goodies. Here's a coral frag. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it is a great hobby, but when people walk by, you're like, why is that guy crawling around, or why is he laying face down in the shells? Sometimes people give you a quizzical look. Oh, there we go. There's another flat. Look at that. Oh, the tide's coming up. I didn't expect that. I just got wet. I don't know what time. Where'd my flat go? The wind blew it. I don't know what time is low tide, high tide. Here's a flat, and that's not the same one. And where did that one go? Oh, there we go. That's the one that blew out of my hand. And that's a good one. That one has some weight in it. white with a little bit of pink. Alright, so I have a couple questions here. Let me stretch, and we're going to move, try to slowly move, and I'm going to show you what we've been looking for. We have a question about the tusk shell. You can see, when you're just sitting in one spot, move around a little bit. This is not a good, this is where I was kneeling. That's not a good spot to look anymore. So I said earlier, tip for microshelling, check the edges first, and then, see if I can get a little closer, then go on into the interior. But we're almost to where my backpack is, and the circle of shells. Do a quick shell ID here since I need to empty these. So the first one, as I said several times, I am here for tusk shells. And that we found right away. That is a dandy. That's about as big as they get, at least that I found. And then here's a broken one. We have a small jingle, lots of lettered olives, some flats, some butterflies or coquinas. That's another sand-dollar dove. Speaking of sand-dollars, we found some. Let's see what else. And then this is another good find. Colorful moon snail. I guess I have from the northern coast, one or two that are this big, or I should say bigger. So generally you find them when you're microshelling. A lot of people, they just go by, but again, when you crawl around here, you find species that, you know, people just don't normally see. You're finding some coral frags and some augers. And that's, if none of you haven't ever seen an auger, A-U-G-E-R, auger. And then this was a pretty cool one too. That color was popping. This is a rough scallop. Maybe you can hear. You can see my thumb kind of catching. There's a really good texture on it. And that's a rough scallop. Alright, let's get back to shelling. I'm gonna check out this upper edge here. And then see if we can find another tusk. Get close here. Alright, eyes are adjusting. It's a sand-dollar dove. I'm gonna look left, y'all look right. Okay, just off my left elbow I see a broken tusk. So let me readjust a little bit. Right there. Yes, this is pretty cool finding these. I've said several times today, not too many people do this, so you can really find some treasures. I mean, there have been shellers and I don't know if everyone's beachcombing. Actually, it's kind of cool. I'm looking around. Yeah, there aren't too many people around me. I can see, even though I don't have my glasses on, I can see a couple hundred yards. There's no one on the one side of me. All right, let's get back down here. A painted egg cockle. Well, let's get up here because this is all untouched. I'm gonna let y'all look right. I'm gonna turn left. I don't see anything over here. If y'all saw something to the right, you can comment, let me know. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a broken auger there. Now I'm getting really close. There's some color. calico scallop. I would say that's a little bit orange there, pink, and then some red stripes. That's pretty cool. I think there's going to be another. I was looking left. Another tusk up here. Because it's kind of heavy. You know, there are some bigger pieces. Plus there are crumbs. So I'm going to put my left elbow down. Reach over here and look to the left. I don't see anything. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? There's something really tiny in here. I think, look at that. I can't even tell. But that looks like a little tusk. Let me move. You can just see it down there. See that? Right in the middle. See, that's where the tweezers come into play. I don't even know. I'd have to pick up. Oh, got it. No, I think I dropped it. All right, we'll leave that one. I don't even know where it went. Crawled away and hit on us. So far we've had people checking in from overseas, Georgia. No one from the Midwest yet. Usually we have someone from the Midwest. Good morning, Samantha. Look at it. Someone checking in from Australia. Well, that is awesome. Well, I know Tasmania on the map, so what do you have for shelling there? Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna lean on my left elbow, and there we have Alabama, Australia, Georgia. I'm trying to think of the one that was, I think it was Scotland. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm looking to the right. Well, let's go up here. I'm gonna go up on the soft sand. There we go, sorry. Sweden. There's someone help me out. All right, sand softer up here. I'm not gonna rough up my knuckles. And let's look. And again, I said probably several times, offering tips and tricks for shelling. I check on top first before. There's a seraph. Nobody home. Before I start moving things around. Because you want to find the easy ones before you kind of mess things up. I don't see anything on top. Look at that. Right there in that scallop. Little sand dollar dove. Here's another seraph. Oh, that one's broken. Let's see. I always say, just one more. A lot of times in the videos I'll be like, just one more. I know I gotta get home, just one more. I wanna find another tusk. Especially a really good one. Here comes the sheller. Alright, move a little bit. See you, FarNXT. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, here's let's see if this one's whole. Oh, that one's broken. That's a juvenile fighting conch. Right there. Alright, let's stretch a little bit. That's right, Molly. Just one more. Look at that. Gorgeous view. have herons near you, they think you have food. I've seen herons in people's fishing buckets. There's a jingle out here. That's a pretty big jingle. Alright, Samantha, yes. We found 3 sand dollars so far. And they're over at the, oh, here's a coral frag, what I call a little camp spot. I have my backpack and other cameras over there. There's, alright, I dropped it. There's the coral frag. And since I have quite a few little tinies in my hand, we should probably go over there. So I'm gonna pan out a little bit, show you actually. I mean, you find a spot like this, let's look. So from that end out towards the water, let's see, that's probably 8 feet, and then this way is about 25 feet. You could easily, I mean, we've already been live for, we're knocking on an hour here. We're knocking on an hour, and you can see we moved a little bit in the interior, but there's still a ton of microshelling we can do here. So, let's see. These are the shells here. These are the sand dollars. So there you go, Samantha. Ain't that pretty? Look at that. Turn it over. So we found a few of those, and these are the tusks that we're looking for. So Karen has a question, and she's asking about operculums. Oh, look at this. Now you talk about small. Look at that. That's a sand dollar dove, or a tooth. And if you're talking about those tiny, okay, white, no. I was thinking I was going to see if I could find one here. Let's go right up here. I was thinking of the other ones, and now I don't see any. Look at this little slipper here. Oh, look at that. Now there. See, that's what I'm saying. See that? I move my finger out of the way so the camera focuses. That's a dusky cone. And again, those are, I'm not going to say they're rare. Oh, look at here. All right, so there's a tiny, so a dusky cone and a little slipper snail. And then let me turn slowly. Yes, honeymoon seems to have tons of chestnuts. I mean, sometimes I see people with like hundreds. There's a little lettered olive. So anyway, that dusky cone, I mean, they're here, but people don't find them because they're so tiny. So down south, they're darker, and they're jasper cones. There we go. So I have found both. Up here we find the duskies, and then down south we can find a jasper. Alright, so let's go back down to that spot. Actually, I should leave these here so I don't have to crawl around with them. We're going to go back down on the other end where that's all untouched. I can't crawl that far. It'll take me forever. Just stand up, let you see the gulf, and then we'll walk on over. So Molly, those are sand dollar doves. You break them open, you find a handful of them, and there are 5 in there. Those are sand dollar doves. And yes, a lot of people mistake them for shark's teeth. Oh boy. Well, that surf is coming up into our spot. That's why I got wet like 10 minutes ago. Alright. So this spot is untouched. Might as well shell here and then go back that way. Yes, the 10,000 islands, they are awesome. Over Christmas, a winter storm came through, and I'm trying to think of the name of that video. Something like epic winter storm shelling in the 10,000 islands. Took my dad down there. He's in his 70s, knocking on 80, and I said, Dad, you gotta go shelling. The storm came through. It'll be epic. We stayed on Marco Island, ate there. There wasn't, that was right before season. Usually after the first, it gets really busy down there. But that was awesome, and he had a great time. We went out on boats. We walked the beach. We stood in the water. And one time the waves were hitting the big shell pile, and my dad just got so close to the water, and he wasn't wearing beach clothes. He was wearing his nice clothes, and he was wet up to his waist. But he was having a good time finding shells. Yes, Samantha, all of these are beautiful. I know sometimes, oh, look at this. There's another olive. I've seen people, package up, a handful or 2 handfuls of these and just take it home and sit there with their coffee or a cool drink and microshell on the kitchen table. Yes, finding those live was pretty awesome. Let me look around. I'm going to scroll here because I think Karen had mentioned something about the legend of the sand dollar. So I made the video. Oh, what's this? What's this? Look at that. Is it whole? Oh, nice. Another Maticarius canrina, another moon snail. A colorful moon snail. Before I move off of the legend of the sand dollar, I made a video, I don't know, maybe a year ago, and I think I called it the tail. Oh, look at this, another one. Now if I fall, it's okay if you all laugh. All right, that's let me bring it up to the eye here. All right, that's just a regular. Oh, there's a tusk. There's a tusk. Molly's in Tampa. I don't know if you live there or not, but you're like, it is freezing. All right, here's the tusk. This is what we started microshelling for. Tusks and, I gotta move my knees around a little bit. Tusks and Wenthel traps. And look at that. We found one. So Molly, I saw someone post, and let me grab this. If y'all haven't seen the Florida shelling report, I also produced those, and a local sheller in Tampa found all kinds of awesome king's crowns. She had them all cleaned up. I guess y'all had a negative low tide 3 or 4 days ago, and she had all kinds of king's crowns. They were gorgeous. All right, get a little closer. So let's go over what we just found. That's a tusk there, and let me see if I can move that one. Colorful moon snail, a shark eye, and a lettered olive. That was pretty good. I'm guessing. Let me pan out again. Molly, it's probably, I'm guessing it's still in the 50s here. We just have some wispy clouds. The sun's not really warming me up too much. Last week it was kind of warm. I had the windows open last night. That was kind of nice. All right, let's look at this spot. I'm telling you, even though we've been live an hour, and I can't believe a full hour, but it has just flown by. And even so, mean, we just found those, what, 5 minutes ago? And I know there was more in here. So let me, are you talking about this one, Karen? For flower buds, or, let me see, or these? I know, I guess I don't see those a lot in crafts, but I've seen them in jars. Oh, here's a coral frag. I sent someone and I turned and I looked and there was someone standing there. Oh yes, a couple people in the neighborhood here, they use spirals in crosses, frames. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Alright, let's pan out a little bit. Let's look just a little bit more. Boy, we have had people from all over the place. And I do believe, I've checked, or at the very least, someone commented, there have been people from Africa, Europe, I'm trying to think, Russia, just all over the place. And it's so neat when someone comes in either into a live stream or comments on a video, hey, I'm watching from such and such. Alright, so I hit my elbows right here. And maybe I push something around. Just one more. I know there are more tusks in here. It just takes getting up close and personal and looking around. I'm gonna look left. I got my face right down in the shells looking. Y'all see anything over there? Let's go put these over. Look at that. Didn't break that tusk. I'm gonna stand up. We're gonna go over here. Go once more through the circle of shells. And I think I dropped that tusk. Oh, no, there we go. And this is what we came for. That is a prize. That is a prize tusk. Found some sand dollars. Colorful moon snails. There's a coquina. That one shark eye. Well, I mean, we had a couple, but this one is Paul Newman shark eye. That is awesome. Quite a few coral frags and some flats. So I'm gonna stand up and stretch. Whether you're watching on the live stream or you hop in later, give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for being here. I think I'm gonna warm up. Y'all take care, and I'm gonna be seeing y'all back out on the beach.